welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we are taking a field trip. As you can see, we're in the old Element, and we're heading down to a good friend of mine's shop who's right up the street from me, my buddy Sam from Gooichi Motors. You guys have probably seen him all over the internet. Everything this guy builds completely breaks the internet, especially when he hits the SEMA show, and this year will probably be no different. So you guys want to stick around to the end of this episode. Just want to show you exactly what Sam's building and what I'm going to be doing with him. We're going to be teaming up on this build, so we're going to be going and doing a quick shop tour with Sam, showing exactly what kind of projects he has going on in the shop right now. So let's get over to his shop and see exactly what is going up. Sam, what's up, man? Where are we? Look at this. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
So we are at Sam Gooichi's home shop.
That's right.
So Gooichi, purpose built, all kinds of just shiny. Every time I come into his place, it's like, look at all this billet. Look at all this stuff that he's building constantly. 3D printing parts. Just the thing about that blows me away about you is that you constantly will label everything. You got all these are titanium collectors. All this stuff. You made all this just
Tons of development, tons of parts, machining, products, just figuring stuff out all the time.
So real quick, bullet points, what does Gooichi Motors do?
I mean, in a nutshell, we build ground up race car show cars.
Yeah.
And that's kind of moved on to developing parts and products for a lot of engine platforms and just a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah.
So right now you guys are diving in deep on V12 stuff. So talk a little bit about what you guys are developing right now.
Yeah, M120 game. So
M120, okay.
We did a set of equal-length headers for Jimbo from Savage Garage, and we ended up buying a mock-up motor to do that. And then we had the motor, we put it in Pistachio, and then realized nobody really had parts for them. So we kind of started developing this and that, and then it's turned into full turnkey engine packages. We're doing the billet valve covers, crazy ITBs, you know.
So people who don't know what that means, this is the Mercedes V12 cars.
It's like 94 to 99, roughly.
So this is like the golden era of V12s right here. So this is the same engine as the Zonda, right?
Yeah, same engine. We got a lot of hate from that, from all the YouTubers and influencers going crazy with Pagani swap. But yeah, it's M120. Mercedes had it in the S600, SL600. Pagani used it in the Zonda.
Tons of options?
Tons of options.
Tons of options, okay. All right, so we're gonna get back to the V12 stuff because he has something insane in the shop that's got everything he's talking about. But for right now, I want to do just a quick tour of the shop. Like, guys, let people know exactly what you have going on and also the insanity that is Sam Gooichi.
Oh, let's do it.
So let's head out to the shop now. Man, look at this stuff. He's just got
it's SEMA.
SEMA overload all the time. You got all the toys. Like, what is this thing?
CO2 laser.
No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. So that you can do this to make all your little labels and everything like that?
Yeah, pretty much do, you know, if we're doing DXF files, we got to do any flanges or any kind of prototype work. It's great for that too.
So Pistachio, this is kind of like your Halo car. This is where it all started.
Yeah.
This is
that's my car. Yeah, it's going through, I don't know what version now.
So it started out as a all twin turbo, basically RX7 with like a rotary engine in it?
Yeah, I got it as a shell. This is actually the Nitrous Express SEMA car back in 01.
Oh, wow.
And I bought it as a shell from them, so no rotary, nothing in it. And then it basically had the cage in it, and that was about it from when they built it at SEMA. But it's got crazy history. It was on the cover of Super Street in 01 and everything too.
And this, and you did have an LS turbo in this car, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty much LS turbo from the beginning for, God, 15, 16, 17 years until we did the M120.
So 22, you had the V12. You completely shut the whole show down. You had the very first Kaiser wide body kit from LTO, and it was pretty much a wrap from there. So what's the future plans for this car?
Yeah, so going back to when we brought it to SEMA with the V12, like we got the car back from the body shop like a week before SEMA.
Yeah.
It was a bare shell. So it was a mad rush to get it together, slam it together. So I know we got a lot of hate for like Bluetooth car. No drag shaft.
Hey, I pushed the DeLorean first time I built it.
Yeah, we had no A-in lines, no fittings, but it was like we were taking another car that year, and it was like, you know, let's go ahead and take it. We had an event with LTO afterwards and Kaiser, so it's like, let's just take it, stay install the cars, like bring it in. So it did what it needed to do. It was great. Since then, we've developed the M120 quite extensively. Even then, it was a fully built motor, but we changed the heads. We got a lot of cool stuff going on with this car. So whole new motor setup, the billet, valve covers in there we're putting on the car. We went to bigger 60 mil Gen V ITBs, and yeah, basically a whole new motor. New interior, working on new interior right now. Got a carbon dash and all OMP stuff, and basically revamping the car. So
what's up with this RX7? So we got an FD, V12 craziness, and then I see we have an FC. Looks more of like a drift car. Like, what's going on with this thing?
Yeah, this is Yasiel, the guy that works for me. This is his long-term build too. He was doing LS turbo setup in it, and he got so much hate from I guess me. I guess.
I guess me.
I talked him into the V12, so he's doing an M120 in this.
No
one,
way.
too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think SEMA, we did an interview, and they were like, "What's the next V12 car?" And I said, "Oh, Yasiel's car." And he's like, "Damn it!" And he called me out. I got to do it now.
Is it gonna fit?
Yeah, it'll fit.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right. Well, speaking of V12 car, you guys have most likely definitely seen this car, the BMW GT3. They brought this to SEMA last year, completely shut the entire show down. This is by far the most insane build I think anyone's ever done, and still call it a street car. So when he's saying V12, this is what he's talking about, guys. Look at this thing. So this is like turn to 11, your biggest package that you make as far as a V12. It's got, what is that, a crank-driven supercharger on it, dry sump. I mean, you did everything.
Yeah.
So real quick, how much power do you think this thing makes?
We've been breaking the motor in, kind of working through bugs and getting it dialed in. I mean, we already beat the Zonda motors onto our numbers on just basically a base tune.
Look at all the Haltech goodness.
So yeah, I mean, it should be 12 to 1500 fairly easily.
Yeah.
Sure. So we're right around like 900 right now on motor without boosting, so it's pretty nuts.
Super jelly of these headers.
Yeah, Celeritek did that.
Celeritek. So you basically just scan it, send them the files, and they send you a header.
Yep, guaranteed to fit, full equal length, 100% equal length. It's crazy.
You designed all this in-house. You made this all work. You got the alternator running off the supercharger. You got your dry sump off the supercharger. This is all encased. So is there a belt in there or a gear set? There's a
HTD belt.
So you got a belt inside of that solid billet cover. So you got no issues with anything jumping off of there. And then you have a Pro Charger. What size Pro Charger is that?
F1X.
Is that the biggest one they make?
It's just one of the smaller ones. But crank-driven Pro Chargers are normally like big power drag cars. So
yeah,
it's still way too big for what we need, but it works great, man.
So right now, where are you posting the dyno videos? Are they on your YouTube?
Yeah, they'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
On our YouTube.
All right, so we'll post down below in the description all of Sam's details as far as his YouTube channel. What are future plans for this car, and what is its current state right now?
Yeah, right now we're playing around with exhaust, just kind of changing exhaust configurations and just working out the bugs. Not even bugs, but like just getting the AC to work because it does have AC.
Of course it has AC. Why wouldn't it have AC?
Yeah, so it's just kind of like final touches and tweaks, doing a little bit of design changes on it, but pretty much just starting to drive it right now, just getting it out on the road and starting to enjoy it.
You drive it on the street?
Yeah.
You drive this on the street?
Yeah, you know, go get coffee, go get whatever.
God. So it's a fully caged V12 crank driven. Oh, and it's got air jacks, and it's on air.
Yeah, this is an actual GT3 shell that we shipped over from Lithuania, and just basically just built the whole car.
It was a legit race car at one time.
Yeah, it's got racing heritage.
And now it's on another level. So are you going to put this thing on the track eventually? And
yeah, it should be fun. Should be interesting. I mean, these chassis made like 400 or 500 horse like in their GT3 heyday. So going out with like 1200 is going to be.
Oh my God, but it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
What are you running for a gearbox in this thing?
It's got an HGT sequential.
Of course.
Yeah, everything HGT.
So you're pretty much driving this thing down the road with like earmuffs.
Like that's the last exhaust configuration. There's some crazy 3D printed titanium.
Yeah, of course it's titanium. Weighs nothing.
That was one version. We've been through a few versions, and like it's just loud. It's a very angry, loud car. So the customer's like, "Oh no, it's fine. Let's just drive it." Jason loves it, but it's just like, man, no, we got to get it quiet.
Yeah.
Make it super quiet so you hear the motor, so you hear the blower, and just be able to enjoy it, not want to kill yourself.
This is insane, man. This is absolutely insane. So the other things I wanted to look at is every time I come over here, you have a stack of like cool cars against the back too. You got another RX-7 over there. What the heck is that thing up top there?
Nova.
A Nova? What kind of engine is that? Is that an LS?
Yeah, LS, LT motor.
Okay, so you got that. Then you have RX-7 with, what is that, a 4-rotor engine in it?
Full billet 4-rotor.
Full billet 4-rotor. Just hanging out in the corner of his shop, no big deal. And then you got tires galore. You got a shifter car here. This is literally like a just a toy store over here. He's got a GTR, no big deal. And then the car that started it all for you, isn't it?
Nah, one of them.
One of them?
Yeah, I bought that thing new. It's been to SEMA a couple times.
You went on Hoonigan with that car?
Yeah, I went to Hoonigan's, yeah.
You went to the Burn Yard?
Yeah.
So that is your Challenger?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, so it's the first Liberty Walk drag car. Full tube chassis from the seats back, like prototype motor. It's got an HGT sequential in it too. It's full street car. Angry cars. That's a love-hate relationship with that thing.
You do HGT and everything and call it a street car. So I was over here the other day, and apparently he's got his hands on some royalty over here. So you're telling me that this RX-7, this one right here, was owned by none other than Mr. Ken Block at one time.
Yeah, this is an OG, actual legit IMSA race car.
Yeah.
You know, race back in the day, 26-point cage. Like, I'm a big FD guy, and this car still blows me away because there's stuff on it that I've never even seen before as far as the body and interior goes.
Is the engine in it, or
Yeah, I think it should.
will it open? Does it want to play? Oh wow, it's a time capsule. Wow,
Yeah,
those
it
are
really
like
is.
those are like the real deal Wiggins clamps, not the like those are like the aerospace ones. So this thing's been sitting for quite a while, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much a barn find, and we're gonna go through and we're putting a we're putting a HKS sequential in it, and then a
An
winter switch.
HKS sequential.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a full revival. You're going to bring this thing back from the
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. The guy wants to start racing it again.
That'd be a cool build series. You're going to post this on your YouTube, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
And then the coup de grace, or the last little nugget, is this absolute lunatic machine. So this is a Hayabusa, turbocharged Hayabusa powered, just exoskeleton go-kart, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. The motor's fully built, billet crank, all billet gears, 850 horse motor, little comp turbo, full hull tech, everything. I mean, this car's an angry car. We got ABS on it, set it up for active aero, which would be kind of the next stage of getting this thing tuned. Just
Oh,
doing
so
all
you're
the
going to put
active
some
aero.
like actuators on this?
Yep.
Okay. And you brought this to SEMA, I think the same year you brought the V12 car, right?
Yeah.
The Pistachio car?
Yeah,
And
so it's pretty much ready to go. We just got to get it tuned again and then start driving it. Just
I like how you put the dash over there. It's cool. Just kicked off side, full carbon seats, of course. Yeah, this thing is wild. So the gas tank's right behind you.
Yes, this is a death trap for sure. We scaled it. Well, it weighed 1,202 pounds, 850 horse.
So have you driven this?
Yeah, it's a handful.
It's a handful, and it's sequential too.
Yep, paddle shifted.
It's paddle shifted. Oh, so it all runs off of air?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's sick. This is insane. So comment below, guys, what your favorite car is, and what car do you think Sam should get off of the lift? Because I see all these cool cars over here, and I want to see some of them get built. But this one's definitely one of my favorites. This RX-7. RX-7s in general, to me, are always these cars that are like hit and miss as far as the prices go. MK4 Supras, stuff like that. It's always like these 90s Halo cars that I grew up with are just so expensive nowadays. And every time I see an RX-7 pop up for like 10 grand, I think to myself, yeah, maybe I could do that. I don't know. Probably not, though. The last car that we have on the list that's in the shop is something very special. And for those of you who have made it to the end of this episode, this is the big announcement. So basically, me and Sam are going to be teaming up on this build for SEMA. Sam's going to be doing the bulk of the work, the bulk of the vision, obviously, but I'm going to be helping him out with the turbo system, a couple things. So big thanks to Garrett for coming on board for this build, and also Stainless Brothers, Tycon. Yep, so they're involved as well. And a whole slew of other sponsors that Sam will probably be posting on his channel. So what is it? It is a Honda.
It's a Honda.
It's a Honda. And this is one of my favorite Hondas, because this car is one that I actually grew up with when I was a kid, and everyone had one of these things. So Honda CRX, look at this. So it's not much to look at right now, but what we have is a Honda J30 V6?
Yeah, 35. We're gonna do 35 of that.
35, okay. And of course it has a sequential gearbox, because Sam doesn't believe in H pattern, everything's sequential. And we got a Garrett turbo down there, and we're gonna be doing twin turbo. So next episode, guys, we're going to be cranking full steam ahead on this thing, because we have like, what, 2 months to build this car?
2 months.
2 months, yeah, no big deal. So full wide body kit, custom wheels, all-wheel drive. I mean, he's doing everything with this thing. I'm gonna be focusing on the turbo system and helping out anywhere else I can, but for next episode, we'll be placing the turbos, explaining the exhaust setup and everything else we're going to be doing with it. So comment below if you like the content, if you like what you've seen so far, and also ask Sam as many times as possible to finish Pistachio. That one right there. When you see that car on the track, that car needs to be on the track as soon as possible. Get that thing done. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.
See ya.